Great. So Komal, can you tell us more about your first project? Like, what was your first project like, and what was your thought
See,
process in making it?
I don't have too many projects per se. Okay, I've always viewed, and I'm not too much of a visual person, so I don't have a Behance or a Dribble profile. I think design is a very multidimensional field. You can approach it from a lot of different angles, and there can be a lot of different ways to make your portfolio, so called, right? In my opinion, a portfolio has always been expressing your own self, right? So for me, my first project was when I had started trying to understand what design was. So I had seniors who were working in the field. So I asked them, and one of them asked me to, just choose an application I really liked and really used, and to completely redesign it, identify the problems, and redesign it on my own. That's how I, redesigned WhatsApp. And I
Okay.
had a case. I wrote down a case study on it. It was a 10-minute read. It's on Medium. This is my Medium blog. I have 2 articles on it so far. This is my article on WhatsApp. This was written last year, April 2019, if I'm not wrong. And so yeah, so basically, I have written it here. I mean, before I begin, I want my readers to know that I started out as an absolute beginner. So this was basically me trying to understand how this whole field works. And yeah, so gathering perspectives here, this is the part where this is what we call user interviews and user research in our day-to-day lingo. This is where I found out what people really wanted, and then I identified problems, and there are then solved them. There are 5 basic problems, and that's the basic structure of this article. So basically, the first problem was of calls. So problem is that the button right now is very easily accessible. If you know the call button, and it does not take a second for WhatsApp to make a call to another person. The person knows that the other person had called you up, even if it's by accident, and that can be very problematic in a lot of situations. So this is where there's the first assumption goes that most users in India own a phone with a small to average screen size. Going with the whole most of India is a lower middle class group, right? So they don't own phones with fancy 6-inch screens. They have normal phones, right? In that case, this is your for an average size phone. This is the touch zone, right? And your call button is in your OK touch zone, which is still pretty precarious. Post which, you also know that the second assumption being a significant chunk of the Indian user base is not very comfortable with tech. Now, I'd like to add here why assumptions are very important. Assumptions are important because when you're designing something, there are 2 ways to go about it, right? Either you have extensive user research and you know exactly what your user base is like, and what you have your data with you, right, to design according to, or else you at least know what are the points which need to be addressed by data. And because I did not have the resources to get that data through research, I made assumptions according to my observations, which gave me those data points, basic
Uh,
dummy data points
okay.
basically, right? So when I say that, I classify very crudely the Indian user base into, our generation, the college high school kid, a young professional, and there is this bar which tells you the comfort with the smartphone. So a very large chunk, that is 3/5 of the society, has a very small comfort level, as you can see, with a smartphone, right? So that way, there is this one sentence which says it will be safer to say that they'd be happier if the chances of accidents are reduced. Okay, so then there is a solution. You place the call button as the first option of your dialog, your 3 dot menu. That way, the thing is that calling is a very calling is not cannot be replaced by another function, right? If you have to call somebody, you have to call somebody, and you know you have to call somebody. So clicking that menu button is not really a very difficult choice to make, because if you know you have to call somebody, you have to click on call button. On the other hand, I replaced the call button with something known as search, which you can see here. This is slightly blurred, but this is the search button. Okay. What happens then is that people usually do not know about the search button because it's hidden in the 3 point menu, 3 dot menu. That way, it becomes easier for people to know that the search function exists. for us, people like you and me, we know that search is something which every application has, de facto. But a lot of people do not know that. So it becomes easier for them. So then I also write down the thought process here. When I write that calling is a deliberate action, the call button is not easily accessible. So basically, it's not very difficult to find either, because the first option in the three dot menu, it's not very difficult to access. So now the thing to note in this article is that the thoughts are very structured. I tell you a problem first, I tell you what I assume, so my data is clear. And then I tell you what I thought, like my solution, and then the thought process. And every single problem goes by like that. Now, this is important because of two reasons. So people usually ask me why I choose to write instead of the usual dribble behind shots that people do. I do that because it is a lot easier to show your thought process when you're writing. Similarly, you have something known as the location of the search button. Now, this got solved in the earlier this thing. So the search button is here. When I solved for the call button, I brought the search button outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you have the thought process here. Important things are written in bold. So this was the only project I had when I had applied for my internship. I did not have any other projects. I had started designing 2 months before applying. I started designing in February and I applied in April. So, but this was incredibly helpful because when I asked my manager why he had chosen to interview me in the first place, because I had very little experience, and Curefit has a very good design team. I mean, I was shocked by how good they were. So he said that your writing had a very good structure to it, and I realized that it is really important to put your thoughts forward properly, and it is also very important to be comfortable with your medium of expression. I'm not vilifying Behance or any other visual medium. I have never been a person who uses a lot of color or a lot of visuals. I've always been a person of words. So I use words. It is very important to express your portfolio in a way that you are comfortable with. Yeah. So this is how it goes. This is the third problem. The fourth problem. So this is the third problem. It says search options. So the problem is that the search option is incredibly basic. You cannot search by date or even by the name of a member, right? And that becomes incredibly important when you have a group with a lot of people in it. And the relevant results are not displayed together. Instead, they are highlighted, and one has to scroll endlessly in order to be able to locate the relevant message. And the fact that older messages take a little time to load as you scroll up makes the whole ordeal very exasperating. These are the problems I identified with the search thing.
Yeah.
And then there was the solution that I decided. So basically, you have a search by member, which is only for group chats, and then you have a search by date, which is for both group chats and individual chats. When you click on search, you have two options. There is search by date and search by person, right?
Right.
And when you do search in conversation, then when you click on this, it says search by member. So basically, this is about UX copy, right? By writing things here, I am communicating to the person who is looking at it and who is trying to use it as to what the expectations of the application are from you.
Right.
So all of these things, they all came. So when I had originally done this case study, when I had not written it down, this was not as detailed as this. Okay. When I started writing it down, it took me an additional 20 days. It took me a month to come up with this whole case study. When I started writing it down, it took me additional 20 days just to brush it up and, bridge the gaps and remove all the contradictions and everything.
Right.
So precisely why writing really works for me. It helps me clear my mind. So this is search by date. That was search by member. Oh no, sorry. This is search by date. That was search by date. This is search by member. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So when you write Shubhi here, all of our messages come in with the dates. So you know exactly what. And when you click on a particular message, you get the context here.
Yeah.
March 14 and everything there. So this was that. And the fourth one is, so you can either block a person or you can mute a person. There is no alternative where the person is blocked, you don't see his messages, but he doesn't know about it. So this is the problem here is the absence of a diplomatic alternative to block is what I call it. So sometimes all you want is not to see a certain chat in your inbox every morning, but to still receive text and access them whenever you want to. And the solution was the ignore feature. Slightly childish, but yeah, it's there.
All right.
So it's here, and you can ignore the person. There are ignore contacts here, and you can still access their messages, but they don't pop up in your face every morning.
Okay.
The reasoning given was blocking is generally seen as an extreme measure, and people don't usually wish to resort to it unless their relationship with somebody is explicitly sour, and that happens very rarely, we know, in the mature human world. So this is a more diplomatic way out.
Right.
I personally really want this feature in my phone, so I added it there. And the last part is changes in the drop menu. You have something known as the wallpaper here right now. I don't think the wallpaper is something that is needed in every chat. For like in the 3 dot menu for every chat box, you have something known as the wallpaper. You don't need it because once you change the wallpaper, it changes for every chat box. It's not customizable chat box by chat box. So you can have it in the main menu. You don't need it here, right? So instead, we have these here so that you know what your options are: mute, ignore, block, and report. These options come under more usually, and people who are not very well versed with tech, it becomes really difficult for them to know what their options are. Like even my parents are not very familiar with these options. They're pretty tech savvy, but they don't know about this. So yeah, so the thought process was that in the proposed solution, you know all the options that you have for a particular chat as soon as you open the drop down menu.
Yeah.
And I've also mentioned that wallpaper should be a part of the settings as the app because it's more of a secondary action and a relatively vain indulgence as compared to other functions. And it does not really matter what your wallpaper is after a point of time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended with the learnings that I had, and I thanked my readers.
Okay, nice.
I'll stop sharing the screen.
This was the project that you shared when you were applying to CureFit as well, right?
Yeah, this was the only project. I also had a poster which said you should not smoke, but that I think was irrelevant.